Okay, it was being weird. It like freeze frame, something like I hit the play button and it just paused. All right, you claim that. Okay, dog. Like some potatoes that were like really oily, and like my stomach was upset with them. And like I didn't make them. They're just cheesy potatoes, literally, with some seasoning on them. Not exciting. But at least it's food, That's pretty great. I don't really know what I'm trying to say right now, but hi, how are you? Hope you guys are doing okay. I decided to make a video because I should. While my brain still has some cognitive function. It's starting to get a little, you know, not very good, not very great right now. So that's the thing. I think I'm fucking cursed, and I know a lot of people say they're cursed, but they don't really like know what that means. I think I really am, and I just gotta deal with that for the rest of my life. I don't know what it is, but everywhere I go, okay, I kind of do half understand. I've had a lot of spiritual awakening and soul searching shit going on, but I partially know that I end up in difficult situations with people, like really fucking difficult. And I'm not going to go into detail with this one because it's just, I don't know. I'm not going to put a lot of emotion into it. At this point, I've been through so many just weird abusive cycles with different people I've lived with. And you'd first think, okay, maybe it's just you. Maybe it's you and that you're actually causing problems. No, actually not. I'm very open minded. I'm very calm with people. I try to work things out. I try to get things done for them and be a team player. And yeah, this time I'm just not taking my hands off the wheel entirely. I'm not even really involved. I'm just kind of observing and going, what the fuck? And yeah, there's so many layers and stupidity going on that it's like too stupid for me to even bother to get up in the morning. Like, either I go out the fucking front door, don't come back for like 10 hours or more, just go do something. But here's the catch 22. There's reasons I have to be here so that things don't go to shit here. Okay? That's actually a thing. I have to manage to take care of animals. I have to make sure um, that, a certain person who is disabled is taken care of right now. And that is frustrating. And they're not able to work, and they're the main person who has income. So that's fun. And then the person who's supposed to be getting a job is kind of just not really doing anything. It's frustrating. I need to get a job. I wish I wasn't in the situation I'm in. That's in a nutshell. Like, two people unnamed are abusing each other. Like, they're like, imagine a team that doesn't work together but attacks each other, and they just mutually do that for no fucking reason. And it's stupid. And it's over petty shit. Like, really petty shit. And I'm like, oh, so are we not doing something together, or are we gonna fight today? Like, that's kind of like the main questions I have to ask. Could be like, are we okay? Are we fighting? Okay, we're fighting. Cool. And I'm just like an annoyed, disappointed parent at this point. I know I'm only 25, but so much of me is just like, okay, all right, I'm gonna go lay down now, and you guys figure it out. But it's so stressful and stupid that I have to start letting up talking about it. So yeah, it doesn't escape me. I am permanently fucking cursed, bro. My last relationship got fucking toxic. Okay, I'll admit, some things were my fault. And I really regret that. I really regret the things I did. And they didn't deserve me not working for a year and a half. Okay? I'm gonna admit that. And there were a lot of things going on with me that were just way, way, way outside of like the realm of reality for me. Like I was not in reality at all. I was delusional. I will say it. Just fucking delusional and very much hurting and trying to get grips with actual reality for a fucking year and a half. And then I started saying, okay, after that point, I was like, in 2021, I was like, what the fuck is up with me? Like actually asking myself, what the fuck is wrong with me? I need to get myself moving. I need to start doing something. I need to get the fuck out of bed. I don't know why it took me that long. And I don't know. As soon as it snapped into me, it was already kind of like late, and my relationship was falling apart. But I kept trying to get myself to change after that point. But they they were really angry with me, and it just got toxic, and I am just genuinely sorry on my half of the things I did wrong. I have nothing to say about what they did. I'm not going to go into it. um, I hope they're doing okay right now. I really do miss them and care about them, like I do. Every person I've ever been with in my life, I miss them and I care about them deeply. I don't ever believe in verbally attacking someone or hitting someone just because you're upset one day because you had a bad morning or some shit like that. I can't comprehend why someone would want to be um, a piece of shit over their day being a little crappy or whatever the fuck. Like these are your loved ones. These are the only people in your life. So for someone like me, I just fall into bad situations, and I've been used a lot. Why does that happen to people like that? Like, is that like a commonality, like a pattern or a frequency that they have that people just tap into that they can be like? But I've recently just become very, very upfront and formal about shit. Like, I'll say, hey, I'm not into this. I don't want to fight. Or if I do get loud and mean, I'll tell you the truth. I'll be like, hey, stop this shit. It's stupid. But I don't ever I don't ever cuss you out or make you feel bad. That's not what I want. Like, I want change and I want healing for you, even if you're a literal piece of shit attacking me. I still want healing and love in your life, and I still care about you. That's the beautiful, fucked up thing about me is I still care. Despite me being shamed or prejudiced from my family, things like that. Like there was a lot of prejudice in my family towards me or about how I am, just the way I am. Like it was weird shit. It was a lot of unsaid shit, but I started figuring it out that they were ashamed of me for being um, kind of gay, kind of not straight, or ashamed of me for liking certain things that they didn't like. Like it was an undertone, but they treated me very badly without telling me why. And then I figured it out. And I went, oh shit. And also figured out they're sociopathic. Like on my mom's side, there's a lot of sociopathic tendency. So that's an issue. Me, I am like very, very lucky to have been born without these traits, like completely. Like I have some of them, but like there's a lot of them I don't have, which I do have empathy, which is great. I have like I like to stop and listen more, especially recently in my life. I like to stop and listen. And in my family, people just don't like to listen. They like to just, once they get an emotion, they just want to talk and just keep talking until you shut up. They just start going and going and going and going until you don't get anything to say. You don't ever have to ever make a point. You basically don't matter anymore. So that's the fun kinds of shit I had to deal with, on top of being judged constantly and feeling also afraid if I didn't conform or change to be more like them, that I was going to be kicked out or get cast out of my own family. That broke me for many years. That made me disassociate entirely from them as family, and they became just people. And I felt as if I was alone. And I started discovering recently, in the past couple of years, self fulfillment and self recognition of the things I've accomplished, and going back over the memories of what happened with my family, mainly my parents, and forgiving and going, no, okay, I was a little wrong on this one, but I was really right on this one. I had to very much analyze over and over and over those events, and then finally just put them away. And that was that year and a half process after leaving them. It was just me going over the things constantly, trying to figure out which ones are stopping me from moving forward, which ones are making things hard for me, and which ones can I just forgive and forget and put away. And yeah, I've made a lot of recovery since that, and I'm really, really proud of myself for that. And I don't know, a lot of people aren't, like, no one's gonna tell me they're proud of me, but I'm really proud of me because I did that. I worked hard on myself for this, and it was all in my head. That's the fun part. It's all in my fucking head. But I did that. So, like, just see me and understand that because I failed doesn't mean I was failing. You know what I mean? Just because I was broken in one area doesn't mean I was fully broken. I was still like, wait, I'm worth it. Come on. That's beautiful. You're worth it. If you're going through, suicidal thoughts or post trauma or PTSD or anything like that, you are definitely worth the time to talk and recover. I don't care what people say because everyone deserves that. If you really are working on it and you really are trying to make progress can sometimes take a lot of time, or it's just, you need to be at least communicative and open with the people you love and tell them what's going on. And I did try to tell my partner what was going on, and they thought I was lying, and I was so stressed out that, like, I was scared because I wasn't lying this time. I mean, I have lied to my family to get through things. I have had to pretend and put on a mask, like, to not be fully associated with them and to just survive. So there's now that part of me is still here to protect me. Every time something bad happens, I have a very, like, a formal mask I put on that's just like a robot, but underneath I'm shielded, like I'm protected, because that person is doing everything for me. Like, it's like an AI, it does everything for me. And it's taken years of abuse to develop that, years of trauma and issues towards people. But I've somehow still managed to be like, I care, but you can't fuck with me. Like, nobody can actually fuck with me, and I don't want to fuck with anybody. Is the thing. I don't. I'm lucky I have my own room now, but I do think, like, in a weird fucking way, there might be some scientific explanation we have never discovered. We're not probably never going to discover, like, synchronous patterns or things about the universe that are just too complex that, for my dumb little brain, I can accept that there's something that we call spiritual, but there's an explanation, I bet, to why. This isn't something I chose. But there's beauty in the fact that I know how to handle it now. I know exactly how to, like, shield and deflect and move away from things that are bad. I know how to tackle problems that when I need to, like, get through the day or contribute to others that I care about. I know how to do that. And I would say it now, I'm actually almost a professional at this shit. It's crazy to say that. Like, I could honestly write a whole other book about just that. How to handle abuse, my journey, what I've done, and how to do recovery, like full recovery, and have a healthy mindset towards people and not have attachment issues or lose yourself and not be in your own mind anymore. That's such a sad thing to not have an identity. And I think that is something why I think I can say at 25, I think I've almost fully recovered my borderline personality because I know how to create a safe space for me and a reasonable mindset to compare and go, no, this makes sense. No, this is right and wrong, and constantly reference it. And it's building me a personality that I feel is solid enough so that I can land there and love that person and not want to go to things that are addictive, like video games or buying things. I'm not hurting others anymore because those things do hurt people. Being addicted, addiction in general, hurts the ones you love. And that is a problem I also have suffered with. And it's something I really, really try not to tap into. If I see myself getting addicted to something, I try to emotionally or like, detox my dopamine response by doing something boring and then feeling fulfillment from doing that long term task. So that's been a lot of progress that had to do with, well, I'll say how I did that was I used chores to do that. So I know chores don't sound fun, but they're really good for your brain and your body because you're exercising and moving around. But you're teaching your brain to respond in a healthy way and go, I really feel good right now. I did that. And you're telling it that you've earned this. You didn't just get it like that. The brain is not supposed to get things right away, and that's a cheat. That's a hack. Humans have worked hard all of their lives for thousands of years building society, and suddenly things got easier and access became quicker to just not just information, but literal intoxications of the mind. All you got to say is I want, I want, I want. It's there. Like you have it almost. And it's not great because now that people can steal and take from others and not have any consequence for their actions towards their brain. Their brain won't tell them this is wrong. This isn't morally correct. And that's the fun part is like my brain can do that. It goes, this is wrong. It knows. It knows the response. It knows the trigger and goes, no, you're sick. You're sick. Stop. Do you know what this is going to do to people? That's what it asks itself. And then it goes, why do you want to do that? And then it's like, I don't. Do you truly love or care for others? And then I have to dig deep. I start meditating. I dig deep and I go, what is my love worth? What does it mean? And I will say to you that it's a very deep, complex emotion. Then when I finally hit that answer, it's such a wave of truth and honesty and love towards myself that I feel so empowered after that. I'm like, yeah, I'm stronger than this. I'm better than this. And like I can raise people around me. I can raise myself out of this. I can rise above it. And that's what this is about. Is picking yourself up and not rolling over in your shit and making excuses and hurting other people and blaming everything on them and not taking responsibility for your own actions. And I see those behaviors around me, but all they do is feed me to be not that person. Because I told myself I'm never going to be like my parents, not fully. I really do want to take some pieces of who my dad is and apply them to myself. And I'm trying to recover some parts of who my mom is. It's hard. It's really hard for me, but my personality is a construct of different people and experiences I've had in my life that have taught me or shown me something, or even movies, even morals or ideas in movies have created what I now call me, who I am. And they all speak a similar underlying truth that you need to fight. And whatever it takes, even if you're stand alone or stand with people who are like-minded, you need to do what is right and ask yourself the hard questions and be honest about it. Because not enough people are honest with themselves until it's too late, until they've lost everything. And then what do they have left? I have too much to lose, and that's losing myself. Why would I want to lose myself in my own bullshit? So that's kind of the crazy mechanism I'm explaining. Like, that's taken a long time to get to that. And I'm there. There's no way I can let go of that now. Because letting go of that would mean letting people hurt me or letting myself hurt me. It's all the same. And I hope have inspired others or through my actions or my words in this video. Just, I do not find any value in hurting others. And every time I do, I feel like I've hurt someone. It hurts me so much. It eats me away to the point where I will never do that thing again the same way or feel the same way about it, because I remember it. I remember that choice. And if I'm ever pushed to a point where I feel like I don't know what to do anymore and I'm just angry, that's like the worst feeling for me, because I have a high amount of tolerance and patience, but being pushed to a high level of anger does things to the mind that it's irreversible. And I don't ever like feeling like that, because I feel like I don't have a choice. Feeling like you don't have a choice is the worst feeling, but to be honest, we always have a choice. Nothing is justified. Nothing wrong that you do is justified, because you have your honor towards yourself, not for others. Not be like, I need to honor others. It's for yourself first. Everything starts within. Loving yourself enough to say, I was wrong, and have conviction and say, I can do better. That's powerful shit, bro. So yeah, what I'm going through right now is inspiring me to make these kinds of videos. This is actually what started my channel, was talking videos like this, where I would explain how I feel or the things I've been through. So I think I am back there now, and we're starting over from the beginning. But I am now 25 years old, and I'm much, much smarter than I was at 19 when I started this channel. So yeah. If I could go back and like talk to my stupid self then, I'd be like, you really should have just focused on your school and tried to get out quicker. But I ended up being a super senior and shit got a little weird, and I don't know why I was so scared then to just take a leap, to jump. And in a weird way, that person is there in me still, and I'm reminded of him. And I don't want to be afraid to jump this time. You know? I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna face my problems and my fears head on and be honest with myself. So yeah. Hey! Hey, what are you doing? It's the dog. He's just getting into stuff. He's such a good dog, though. Come here. Letting him out. He's such a good dog. His name's Channing. He's got like a little underbite. He's like all black. He's like kind of athletic, like very strong. Like, he's a very athletic dog, but also like small and fast. Also, let me know what you guys are planning to do this Christmas or whatever. So hope you guys are doing all right. And yeah, I don't really know what I'm talking about anymore. But yeah, self-improvement takes a lot of work. And if you don't know where to start, I would recommend getting some books on just good philosophies, like ancient philosophies. Not even, because they already figured their shit out thousands of years ago. And maybe getting some counseling, you know, Online counseling can be, I think there's like free programs. If you have like a local place that's government funded, go through that. I think it'll be really good. It's also 3 in the morning. I didn't mean to yawn and sound lazy just now. I'm tired, but really, really, really wanted to make this video or recording. But yeah, counseling can do a lot for you. There's a lot of good that can come out of that, even if it's not like, okay, for example, not the right counselor. You can still be like, okay, I don't like this counselor. I didn't know that when I went in. If there was someone I didn't like, I didn't go back. I just left, which is stupid. But then they put me with actually a couple people, and they put me in like a program with like a whole group of young adults. Let's say kids, but young adults that were going through really, really difficult things, like I was, like emotionally, and that helped me out. They're just trying to help me connect with people and stuff like that. So, also, fun fact, it's taken me years to make friends in a healthy way. I've always had attachment issues with people, which is really, really bad. It's just such a bad behavior that I've recently fixed, and it's because I wasn't attached to myself. Like I said, the whole identity problem, and that can lead to you being like, oh, they make me feel fulfilled. They make me feel like I am me. And that's a scary fucking thing, because then you're like, I need more, and you're never ever satiated. So you keep trying to suck them dry without even trying, not even knowing that you're doing that to them, because you're lacking something within yourself. So I did that for years. It sucked. And I stopped doing that because you want to know how I stopped? Was in my relationship. They're like, I need some space. And I loved them so much that I attacked myself and said, fuck you, Avery. Sorry, it's my real name. Fuck you. You can be better than this. And I started attacking that construct that they were going to make me feel fulfilled, and that I was enough that I could make them feel fulfilled. And I slowly almost just became nothing. Like, I actually inside myself broke myself down so much, because I do that when I care for people. I break myself down mentally. It's fucking insane to explain that. That might be a whole nother video or recording to talk about how to break the ego away completely. I became like a puddle. I can't describe it. Like ooze, like nothing. And I started reconstructing myself from then on. I was in such a state that anyone could have came in my life and told me whatever, and I would have believed anything they told me. I was in such a vulnerable state, deconstructing myself. I was scared. I didn't know what I was doing, and I just knew that this was somehow part of the process. This just was me healing, and I was always like, maybe this is wrong, maybe this is right. I don't know, but somehow I started climbing the steps, like crawling out, and then realizing I need to take care of myself first before I'm capable of taking care of someone else in my life. And it wasn't just like, you hear that all the time, you hear people say it, but when you actually realize and take the action to do it, you really see your issues and your flaws right then and there. The whole thing just comes out. It's like spilling confetti all over the floor and picking it up, and you're like, oh shit, that's a lot. Or something like that. A whole can of worms. So, you should do that. You should start taking care of yourself if you have attachment issues, and see all of the bullshit things that you do to try to escape it, to try to cope or survive the old way you used to survive, was not healthy and not helping you at all. Not really. Because then you go back to the addiction, which is either people or drugs or things. But when you start not giving in, like you're like saying no to the one ring basically in your mind. like saying no to the thing that makes you feel a sick desire, um, you really do change like in such a beautiful fucking way that it's just you become unstoppable and almost majestic. And there's nothing to describe it, like nothing. And I think that's so great. So, yeah, I don't know. Try to be angelic, try to be majestic, but do it the right way with hard work. Ground yourself. Go back to square one. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like just be a part of reality for a minute. Be a part of, the mundaneness, and you will start finding how amazing you really are instead of telling yourself you're amazing and having the ego. Like, "Oh yeah, I'm awesome." You're not really loving yourself right. You're not challenging yourself right and being like proud. It's different. Pride and ego is not the same thing as feeling like genuinely proud and like I did this. All right. I think that's enough. I think that explains a lot of what I'm feeling right now. And yeah, thanks for listening. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.